Hey friend, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This is Jeremy. I am a designer. I'm the co-founder of Yieldr, which is a portfolio and dividend tracker. And today though, I want to talk to you about your financial freedom number. I want to know if you know it, if you thought about it, and if you don't know the number that you need to be financially free, financially independent, which means you don't have to worry about a 9 to 5. You can wake up and do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want. If you don't know that number, I'm going to show you how you can use Yieldr to help you figure it out. Now, what is a financial freedom number? That is the number that you have, the amount of money that you have coming in on a monthly basis that one by one can come in here and pay for all of your expenses. Now, eventually, you will have enough money coming in, preferably in passive dividend income, that it will cover everything, and then you are financially independent. Now, I talk to a lot of people who are on their path to financial freedom, and honestly, they don't even know that number. They don't know where they're going. They don't know how to make their dream a reality. And one thing we wanted to do with Yieldr is not only help you set this up and determine your number, but help you track it and help you stay motivated. So let's start by taking a look at where I'm at in my journey. And then we'll dive in and we'll look at how you can actually set this up for yourself. So I am at $200 a month averaging coming in on my passive income. And then that puts me, my goal here you can see is over 5,000. So that puts me just a little ways away from getting there. And that's okay because right now, I focus on dividend growth companies. So these are companies that don't necessarily have the highest yield, but they are growing at a rapid speed over time. So you can take something like ASML here and you can see that it has a dividend yield right now of 0.68%. But because I've owned it for a few years and they have grown their dividend, my yield on cost, so what I'm making in passive income from ASML is 1.68%. And that's because it has a 5-year dividend growth of over 20%. And, you can jump in here and check out the stock and you can see this curve here as the dividend yield has grown and grown over the last decade. Now, what's awesome and what a lot of people don't think about is so many people think about traditional investing and traditional retirement, which means you get to the end and you have this big nest egg and you have to chip away at it, pull money from it to fund your living expenses, to fund your life. But with dividend growth investing and dividend income investing, you want to use the dividends instead so your portfolio stays intact and you just start to live off of that money because it's real cash that the companies are paying you just for being a shareholder. So to give you perspective of what $200 a month, how I get there, that's from a portfolio that's $119,000 and a dividend yield right now at around 2%. And this is something, like I said, I do want to grow my yield over time. But right now I'm in that growth phase where I'm really trying to get these companies that are really accelerating their dividend growth over time. And one other thing I want to point out before I show you exactly how the income tracker works, the beauty of dividend growth, it is like a snowball going downhill. And eventually you're going to get to the point. If we look here at SCHD, which is my largest holding, a little over 20%, and that's Schwab's dividend ETF. You can look at this dividend history and see how over the last couple of decades, it has just grown and grown and grown. And that means my 786 shares every quarter when I get that payment, which my annual income you can see here is around $830. So that's a little over $200 every quarter that they're paying me. So when I get that payment, I reinvest it back into the company while I'm accumulating and while I'm building up my snowball as it goes downhill. So that means that on its own, just the dividend that I received goes out and buys more shares of SCHD without me having to put any more money into it. I don't know if you've tried to think about a lot of different passive income streams or side hustles, but I've never had anything that actually makes me money without me doing a single thing. It's just something I've done in the past and it continues to make me money. So hopefully you can see why I'm so passionate about this and why I try to tell people about dividend growth investing because it can be a game changer in your finances. But right now, let's take a look. If you don't know your number, this is how you can figure it out. It's so easy to do. Let's just go ahead and get rid of everything on here. We can start from scratch. I can show you how you can build this out. So obviously you need to know your expenses, and we'll help you do this one by one. You can come here to the top and you can go through and start writing out, everything that you need to pay for on a month. You need your money to go. So let's look at groceries. I have 3 kids, and we go to Sam's every week and Walmart every week. We have a Walmart pickup order. And so I would estimate around $1,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little more, but I think that's pretty close. And then I can say like eat out, or pick up. I'm going to say around, let's say 300 a month. We don't eat out too much, but when you have 5 people, you only need to go out once, and it's going to add up pretty quick. And then we can go down and we can look at streaming. If I look at, let's say all my accounts, let's just lump in like subscriptions. So I'm going to say streaming, and we'll say 200. That's something that we can work on. This also helps you kind of examine your money and where you're spending it. See if there's areas where you can shave some off. Okay, let's see what we got here. Phone, internet. So I don't know. Let's see, my internet is probably around 80. So we'll put that in there. And then scroll back. Car. So I drive a 10-year-old 2016 Jetta, and it is paid off. But we did buy my wife an SUV. Again, she had a Jetta too. So for years we had a car seat and 2 kids all in the back of these 2 Jettas. So we finally did buy her an SUV. It's not quite 500, but we try to pay extra to try to pay it off early. So I'm going to put 500 in. And that also just kind of creates that space, because you don't know when you retire or when you want to hit financial freedom, how much that's going to be. So we're going to put in 500 for now. And then we're going to say rent or mortgage. So house payment here. Ours isn't quite 1,600, but we pay 16. Again, anything we can do to try to move it faster. We do have like a super killer interest rate. So my wife says we're never moving because of that. So we're stuck with that. The gym, we joined FitBody, last year. It's an awesome, to me, it's like well worth the price. I've never worked out this consistently. Super fun, the classes they have. Just a little plug there. Electricity, we're just going to do utility. We're just going to kind of wrap it into one. Utility. Now, sometimes I'm amazed at how much utilities cost around here, when you do your heating and cooling and your water and all that stuff. So we're going to put it at 500. You can see here, it is building out my financial freedom number. So whether I like it or not, this is the number that I need to be financially independent. I need this coming in. I need my dividends to enter, to get to this point before I can technically be financially free. My wife's student loans are almost paid for. Mine are not. So we'll put in 300. I still have a little bit left, but you can see how easy this is, right? You just go in and you just, find things. You can change it. You can make it unique to you. So I can put in childcare here. I won't have childcare probably when I retire, even if I retire early, which is my goal. But there's a good chance I'm going to be paying something on all these kids. So I'm just going to say kids. And we'll say, just to move this along, we're going to say 500. And now you can see I have my monthly income goal. It built it out for me, $5,130. That is my financial freedom number. Now, I could just launch this so I could hit progress, and you can see it builds everything out for me. But what I want to do is I want to celebrate some things. I want to have some things, some quick wins. So we're going to move some things around. You can reorder these however you want. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to say FitBody Bootcamp. Let's move that up. Let's throw eating out up here, streaming. So these are some wins that, we can kind of knock out. So now if I go and I hit view progress, It gives me a little celebration to really, motivate me and keep me going on my journey that I have paid off my monthly membership at Fit Body Bootcamp. And next up is my Eat Out and then my streaming. And you can just go on and see all the way till the end. We're going to help you get there step by step. You're going to get there and you're going to pay it all off and be financially free. So I don't know if you know your number. If you do, drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. Is your number close to mine? Is it higher or lower? Maybe you know some hacks where yours was at around 5,000. You were able to knock a little bit off of that, because that's the other thing. You could move your end goal, and that may help you get to financial freedom quicker. But I love to hear your story. Let me know. And until next time, happy investing.